Hi, I've been on YouTube now for over 7 years. So why don't we deep dive into the history of me and my YouTube channel? The reason why I say I started 7 years ago is because like these two videos here, kind of ones that were uploaded and then I left the channel for like, man, how deep should I go? I made this, there was a website called Behind the Voice Act. And I remember my motivations for wanting to make a podcast at the time was just make something. This is so weird. I auditioned people for a podcast. I chose like 12 people. I made like me and this group and then 3 other groups. And then at the end of the day, I just chose the one that I recorded with anyway. And they agreed to that. Yeah, well, because everyone was like 17, you know, we were all just having fun. And then I realized very quickly that like editing is hard. I didn't even edit these. Like that's the worst part. One of the co-hosts edited them. I was like, well shit, I don't want to make them keep editing them because they offered and you were going to take the profits, right? Bro, you think this made money? No one was getting money. I distinctly remember that I had this plan. I sat there in my room and I was like, okay, I need to do something with anime. At this point, I had never ever done a Sebastian impression. So I listened to Black Butler for a little bit and I'm like, all right, okay, I think I got it. And so I just go on a call. I called like a strip club, Mormon church, Best Buy. I just talked to them and did these dumb things. And then I made this like 6-minute video. I thought, okay, this is a pretty good video. It's got anime. It's got me doing the voice acting. At this point, my mic was really good as well. It wasn't peaking. I had this idea. I'm gonna figure out a way to make people see this video. So I went to Facebook groups for Black Butler and I just sent like messages to a bunch of these groups and I was like, hey, I had this like Sebastian video. Do you guys want to promote it? No, yeah, I did. That's what I did. One group with like 80,000 likes shared the video. And within like one day, I had like 1,000 views. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this worked. And I was like, oh shit, well, I gotta do this again. And what I did was I went to the group that I sent the thing to and I was like, hey, are there any fans you know who you could give me their number and I'll call them as Sebastian? You know what's funny? I think it was like a Puerto Rican group. Oh, here you go. Yeah, look at this.
Well, just so you know, I'm in Puerto Rico.
Isn't that crazy? I can't hit any of this, so I'm not cringing. This is where the dark age began. ConnorDawg viewers, attention. This video is sponsored by Boxu. They source rare snacks from all over Japan and partner with family businesses to create signature treats you can't find anywhere else. The first box that you will receive is called the Seasons of Japan. Following that, you'll receive a brand new theme box every single month. And this one is... Oh my God, Otsukimi Harvest, which means Moon Festival. Each box is completely packed, and it also comes with a booklet that teaches you all about the snacks' unique flavors and where they come from. This is the grilled corn umasen, and I'm going to try it out for you guys. Let's give one of these a taste. I mean, it hits. Thank you, Boxu. Please send me more. I want more of these. Don't stop sending them right now. Please now send them my way.
YouTube channel, send more.
I receive these boxes every single month and I destroy them. And if you want to get your hands on some of these rare Japanese snacks and support some local Japanese businesses and support my channel, go and smash that link in the description down below right now and use coupon code CONNOR15 to get $15 off your very first Boxu order. Back to the ConnorDawg video. Yeah, so from these 4 videos, I'd gained 3,000 subscribers. I did like a 3,000 sub special. I sound weird.
Oh my God, there's a moth in my room.
Awful videos. Who's talking? That's me. That's literally me. This is my videos that are unlisted or not public. So I guess I can talk about that weird part, which I already spoke about it a bit on Trash Taste. This is a long story. Okay.
Here we go again.
From the very first time where I started making YouTube videos, I had this plan, I had this drive that I wanted to make this work. So my thought process was like, I think the way forward by having someone who could also voice the other characters in Black Belt. I was reached out to who went by the name CL, and they called themselves CL, and they were like super into this role. But at the time I was like, I don't give a f. I never really spoke to them outside of recording. I could just have them in the video. What's the worst that could happen? What's the worst that could happen? And you know, and then my channel was doing a lot better than theirs because I was really on that grind, right? And so the CL person was like, hey, can you start paying me? And I was like, what are you, what? And I was just like, you know what? I'm done. I just stopped making videos with them. I was like, I'm not gonna pay you. What the f? Like, we both do the same thing. We both benefit from this. And yeah, and that was it for like 2-3 years. Didn't work with them. So like 3 years later, they were like obsessed with London because obviously obsessed with CL. They were like, oh, let's like hang out. And I was like, I mean, I feel like it was the least obligation because we'd done so much work together at one point. I turn up and it's just like, they're there. And then they have like their friend with them and the friend just doesn't say anything. I remember I asked them, I was like, you look really like young. How old are you? They were like, oh, I'm like 17. And I'm like, oh, you can fly when you're 17? And they were like, oh no, it's like, you know, you're allowed to fly with the parental like guardianship. And I was like, what the f? And then that's when I was like really weirded out. I made up some excuse about why I needed to leave because I was like, this is just weird. And then 2 years later, I get like a DM. Oh, by the way, this person's been arrested. Bear in mind, this person was like a pusher. Like in my mind, they were just a fucking loser. I didn't think they were capable of doing anything. And so then I see on this charges, it's like 2 or 3 charges of like molestation of like minors. And so I'm freaking the fuck out. I felt so guilty that me working with this guy probably like helped because, you know, I was the one putting in all the grind. I was the one making all the videos and I still feel guilty about it. It was like horrifying to find out that like someone who you knew would be capable of doing something like that. So I just privated all of them because I just didn't want any of them up. And it sucked because like at this time, I really can't like stress how bad doing that really put me in a kind of a really bad financial situation because I pretty much at the time privated like more than half of my entire videos. And this is the time where I was like really needing the money. At the end of the day, I knew I was going to be okay. I was pretty confident that I could bounce back from it, but it was at the time, it was just like, it just felt like my world was like collapsing. It was so bad. It really made me not want to make anything. It just sucked. It just sucked so much. I'd put so much work in and it was kind of just taken away from me because this person was a giant piece of shit. I'm really glad I made that decision looking back. I think I definitely did the right thing. Yeah, and there was a lot. So like, let me show you. There's like 1, 2, 3, 10, 11. Like it's literally my entire early backlog. This is some weird videos. Dora gets decapitated. I don't know why I did that. This is all kind of the same era. And it was getting to the point where I realized making content was really, really hard. And so I started having to make some weird videos to keep up with my upload schedule. And then, yeah, this video, this is interesting. So at the time, I don't know how many subs I had. I must not have had much. I must have had maybe 10, 20,000 tops. And I reached out to Joey. I sent him an email being like, hey, do you want to work on a rap battle together? Because at the time he had done one. Yeah, for some reason, Joey replied and it was really chill. And to this day, I've said that like Joey was super chill because I was some loser who was just trying to ask him to play games and he was super down for it. And that was really nice of him. I tried doing an MCM Comic-Con vlog.
Say hi. Be like,
I had 30,000 people watch this. I was dressed as Shizuru. What am I doing? What am I showing? I had a fan meetup. Like this is how many people turned to my first fan meetup. My God, look how terrible I am. Jesus Christ. I can't believe people wanted to meet me after all this shit. Yeah, you see 93%. Yeah, of course, it was all girls back then. And then this is the era that kind of, this is where it got weird. This is the Sebastian Roast era, which is probably like one of the longest running ones on my channel. And I remember it got 60,000 views in a day. That was insane at the time. Oh, and I hit 100K around this time. Milked it, dude. Because I was trying to get it so that I could live off the wage. I was trying to do it so that I could do it full time. Because I was in university during this point. Yeah, Nyanas is in this one. Yeah, here. She's gonna kill me playing.
Oh, we're recording?
You can watch the rest of it. Yeah, and that was 5 years ago. So that's crazy, huh? She's gonna kill me for playing that. So yeah, that was a whole thing. And then I remember these Oran High School Host Club ones popped the off, dude. And this is where I started working with an editor, I think. Oh my God, yeah. So I had a friend from way back who I knew from voice acting like 7 years. He made music and edited the videos. Like he made music for the videos. It was insane. The Host Club videos was all like original music made for the videos. It was crazy. Oh yeah, and then this is where I started like kind of trying to push myself a lot. I was obviously imitating J. Michael Tatum this entire time. There was a convention on the weekend and J. Michael Tatum was going. And I emailed the convention and I was like, hey, I don't give a if you pay me. Can I just be a guest at the con? And can you put me up in a hotel? And they were like,
I mean, I guess.
So they let me go to the con. The first day I went up to J. Michael Tatum and I was like, hey, I don't know if you know, I do these videos where like I impersonate your voice. And he was like, oh yeah, I know who you are. You're the piece of shit who does that. In like a joking way. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, yeah, wow. He's like, yeah, I've seen the videos. I like them. And I was like, oh my God, this is insane. I kind of pitched the idea. I was like, hey, so I don't know if you're up for it. Maybe at one point we could go on stage and do this thing where like I impersonate you just for a short little bit for a video. And he was like, yep, let's do it. I've said this a million times. J. Michael Tatum and Brandon have been nothing but like super supportive of me from like the very first day I met them. You know, and he was just down. I really appreciate that. He did not need to, and I wouldn't have been offended if he didn't. So I go on stage and we make this video. I was so nervous, dude.
So I think I should end with saying I am simply one hell of a butler.
All right, ready?
I'm simply one hell of a butler.
Oh, he was so nice. He carried it for me. He made it like not as awkward. Oh God, the cringe. In my mind, this is like where it was a really big turning point for me. This is where I was like, I made these videos and I was like, this is what I want to make. This is the type of stuff that I want to be making. This f***ing sun. Dude, I'll just sit like, hitting the trees. These videos solidified that I really didn't want to do this anymore. Like I didn't want to do the Sebastian stuff, but also I didn't know what the f I was doing. Oh, okay, yeah, then this was a big thing. This is when I became friends with Aki. I had this idea to do this cosplay thing. I don't remember why I bought all those costumes. I think I'd seen somebody do a video where they bought costumes and tried them on. And I thought, what if I bought shitty anime ones? And I just thought, I'll just do it. And who knew that I'd like hit a gold mine. And then yeah, obviously Emily had followed me and I just DM'd her and I was like, hey, do you want to just fucking make a video together? And it just went down really well. I was always putting myself out there. I always would reach out to people and I'd come to this with this idea, and if they didn't want to do it, oh well. Yeah, this is where I started doing yaoi readings. Oh my God, that was a big thing for a while. This is when I remember this period distinctly, this video with Michael. This is when I really started enjoying YouTube a lot. I think I was very like kind of in a bad place before this kind of period. And I think it shows. I was really struggling. I was just like kind of sad. I didn't know what I was doing. And I kind of really like found my stride, and I kind of felt like I kind of found what I wanted to do. And I really started enjoying learning to edit better and learning to make videos better. And yeah, it was just progress. It was really cool. Like a lot of these videos, like the thumbnails, I still think look good, like amazing today. It's artwork, like artwork looks good. Yeah, oh my God, it's giving me like weird nostalgic vibes, dude. Oh, yeah. Can't believe I didn't even think about that. My whole channel got copyright claimed. It happened 2 times and I'd lost like half of my ad rev. I had this thing where I used this outro and I bought a license from this guy. The guy who sold me a license wasn't legally able to sell me a license. And I used it in every video. It was just annoying as and eventually YouTube came in clutch and fixed it for me. And now we're in the Japan era. Yeah, and so I was kind of doing the same things and just trying to put in the Japanese content. Now we're in like the modern era of my channel, I guess, where I started doing less and less of this stuff and more of the Japanese stuff. And I kept doing the voice acting stuff because I really like that content. Then Trash Taste started around here. Yeah, where I went blonde as well. That was the thing. That was my first video with Chris. Which one is it? Yeah, this is the first video I had with Chris. Crazy. That's still a year ago, dude. It feels like I've known Chris for like 5 years. Yeah, and this is the modern era of CDawg, I guess, where I make occasional stuff that's not in Japan, but sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. And that's like the TLDR. I'm kidding, no. That's most of it. I glossed over some stuff at the end, but that's like the majority of it. That's kind of how I got my whole YouTube start, you know? That's, yeah. All right, chat. Well, I'm going to go before they all kill me. If you take away anything from this, it's just, if you enjoy something, just pursue it and just believe that you'll get better at it. It's the only thing you can do, and really look for improvements. And hopefully you will, or you won't, or you will. It's up to you. The number one thing that that is never shown on YouTube, and I think goes such a long way, is really putting yourself out there with other creators and doing your best to socialize and trying to talk to other creators and trying to make friends. It helps so much. Even if you never collab, just having other creators to talk to, it helps so much. Well, if you did enjoy that history of my YouTube channel and you want to know more about me and whatever the f is that I do, make sure to subscribe to the ConnorDawg YouTube channel for more information. And thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you have a good one. Bye.